The discovery the bird lived here is very interesting because all historical records previously show the bird residing in the North Atlantic. Professor Clive Finlayson explained more about their history.
The discoveries here show that at some point they were drifting south in significant numbers because we find a lot of bones of the Great Auk down here. And when you bear in mind they were flightless, they must have swam all the way down here. So it's interesting in that respect. It probably marks the southernmost limit of the Great Auk anywhere in the world, which is quite interesting. The little auk, the little fella, they fly very fast and over long distances, but it's extremely lucky to see one down here today in the winter. These are birds that breed in large colonies in the Arctic, Spitsbergen, places like that, and they'll wander south just on the edge of the pack ice, really, in the wintertime. The discovery of birds like these in Gorham's cave again shows that climate wasn't always like it is now, and that the environment and ecology of the area has changed dramatically. So finding bits like this adds great information to the whole picture we're trying to put together. But certainly with the Great Auk, the numbers that we're finding here of bones, if that's a measure of numbers, is comparable to any site in the north, suggesting that the numbers of Great Auks down here at one point were probably pretty high. Now when you consider that there were times when Britain was under a kilometre of ice, which means anything to the north was totally uninhabitable. Maybe a lot of these Arctic species were pushed down towards the coasts of northern Spain, western France, and this became part of their range, simply for the reason that the ice was really blocking off areas where they would normally have nested.
The professor is hopeful remains of other birds will be found in the Gorham's Cave complex in future.
When we started, the number of bird species, for example, found from the caves was probably around 100 or below, and now it's 151 species already. That's 30% of all the birds of Europe. It's remarkable in these 2 or 3 caves, and there's absolutely no reason why more should not come. I mean, it was obviously a haven for birds, and the people were exploiting them, it's quite clear.
Environment Minister John Cortes was very pleased to see the exhibit, and he said he can picture his grandchildren enthusing over the models.
The museum keeps on increasing its collection and pointing people to Gibraltar's prehistory and to the changes that the environment in Gibraltar has undertaken through the years. And this is another example of this work, and presenting it in I think, in a very attractive way to the general public.
The Gibraltar Museum is open every day except Sundays, should you wish to take a look at the auks that once roamed our rock.